Afternoon, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we have some bodybuilding coming up this weekend. No, we don't have female bodybuilding. I know you guys who follow my channel, you're more a fan of women's bodybuilding than you are of physique. But as a content maker, I should talk about this more. I mean, I in the past I've been a bit prejudiced towards physique because, as I said again in the past, I've called it watered down women's bodybuilding. But it's the vision that's really where it's really the vision that's really helping female bodybuilding grow because a lot of women coming up, as you know, people like Sherry Priami, Julie Wessel, my dear friend Miss Stacey Nunez, quite a few ladies who were one-time physique competitors who went up to women's bodybuilding eventually because you start growing and develop, you just can't just stay in a division where you just don't fit in. So anyway, this is one of the biggest shows for women's bodybuilding. This show, as you know, is coming up tomorrow, and it is in the St. Louis Pro, and it's part of the Midwest series of bodybuilding shows. There's the St. Louis Pro. There's also, I believe, is also the Omaha. As you know, last year Omaha quietly kicked women's bodybuilding out of the show, and I feel it's unfair. It's unfair just because they only had two competitors, But we all know it's politics and money and all that stuff like this. But like I said, but anyway, I should talk about this anyway because as a content maker, I should talk about more about shows that do not have women's bodybuilding but still have an aspect of women's bodybuilding, and that is physique. Now, here is the list, and this is the list, and we have 12 ladies here. This is the most since the last show they had, which was the Vancouver Island Showdown, and that was about a week ago, and that show don't have 5 ladies, and this time we have 12 here. And usually physique, sometimes it's maybe the later on shows you see more, but I've seen shows when you have 20 to nearly 20 competitors because some women feel like they are more comfortable in physique than in women's bodybuilding. So that's why you don't see a lot of bodies over women's bodybuilding like you should. But anyway, we have some ladies here that's competing and opportunity to make it to the 2023 Olympia. And like I said, I'm gonna name some of these ladies. Some I know some about, others I don't. But like I said, as a content maker, I have to stay on attention to this, what's going on. Now, the first lady we have here is one Miss Jessica Belt. Now, Miss Belt, I think she's been competing for a good bit, quite a few shows. She's very popular. I just saw recently my man AJ over the Female Bodybuilding Challenge did an interview with her. I think she has a good look to her, good muscle definition. She might win this show. Second lady here is Mrs. Pamela Canfield. As you know, she is just like Jessica, is from Texas. And there's a growing mecca of bodybuilding in Texas. Now, I saw her at Savannah last year, and she's been competing for quite some time. She did a couple of shows last year, and and I think she was like second to Melissa Tyke at the Texas Pro. She was close. She got a good amount of points. Here we have one Mrs. Danielle Castillo, and Danielle's from Brazil, and she's been competing for a good while. She's been a multiple-time Olympic competitor. She competed a couple of shows, also the show here in her own country, Brazil. Brazil puts out a lot of amazing women that represent the sport of bodybuilding, a lot. Now, here we have a lady that did an interview right here, and she's from the country of Chile. That is one Mrs. Marianne van Gecke. And she's been competing since, good part of the early to mid 2000s. She got a pro card by 2021. She did some shows last year. She did here to Puerto Rico Pro. Also the Omaha, and I think another show too. I was trying to remember. Big fan of hers. I wish her all the best of luck, in this show. And maybe this might be her first Olympic qualification. Here we have one Miss Bridget Gilmod, if I got a name right. I'm sorry. She is from Georgia. And, she was a figure competitor. She mostly been competing in the Masters division figure, but now she's going up to the open division part of women's physique. So maybe she's really made adjustments. It's been a while since she competed, since I think 2022 last year competed. Now she's making adjustments to women's physique. Here is one Miss Nadia Hargez. I want to get her name right. Hargez, from Honduras. And she competed at also the Brazilian show. She's been competing for quite a bit. She's from Honduras. There's a lot of shows especially around in South America, for women. You have the show upcoming, the Brazilian show, which they also kicked out women's bodybuilding because they only had two competitors. And like I said, I know. I hate that when it happens. So few shows for women's bodybuilding compared to women's physique. So here we have one Miss Marika Jones, and she turned pro last year. And she's competing in women's is amateur competitor. She double dip both in physique and figure. So she's gonna make her physique debut this year. Here we have another lady who's making her also debut. One is Stacey A. Lewis, and she, I don't know much about her from other than the fact she's from Iowa, and so this could be her first show. Here we have one Miss, Emilia Maverick, and she's from Canada. She just competed at the Vancouver Island showdown just last week, and she didn't compete for a while. She done that show. It's the second time doing the show. Last year, she did 2022. She also did Toronto Pro. She competed for a good bit too, and she took, I think, third at that show. I believe it was third. It was only 5 ladies that show. I'm trying to remember all of them. Here we have one Miss Elena Alvarez Romero from not Brazil, Spain. I'm sorry, I correct myself. And she's been competing for quite some time. She last competed here at the Mid Atlantic Show, Pro Am in Miami. So we're gonna see quite a few. We're getting a lot more international competitors because the fact is there's so few shows. So like I said again, in Europe and also in other countries where, hey, it's like I said before, America's Hollywood. Everyone like to come here. So that's why I see a lot of competitors coming over here. Now that the restrictions for traveling has dropped since C-19. Here we have also one Mrs. Kiesza Topa. And she's originally from Poland, but she's been living in the States for quite some time. She's been a pro since, I think, 2013, 2014. So, she's one of the ladies who's been in the game for quite some time. And last but not least, we have one Mrs. Donna Williams. Now, if you try to Google her, you're gonna get Donna Salib, but they're both named Donna Williams. Donna Williams, Donna Salib was her previous maiden name, but she goes by Donna Salib now. And Miss Donna Williams has been competing a bit. I think she did a couple of shows last year, and and like I said, I believe also she's a mom. So this is good, opportunity for her. I think this is gonna be her second year as a pro since she turned pro back, I think, in 2021 or 2020 or 2020. I'm trying to remember. Like I said, I don't follow all these ladies. I try to get as much information as I can about them, but it's just I'm still learning. Now, as you know, this show is going to come out. It's happening tomorrow. So, and it's only, like I said, it's only 2 divisions in the pro part. That is men's physique and women's physique. And then the rest of it's a pro qualifier. It's a national qualifier, the NPC World Midwest Championship, and it's a national qualifier. So it's possibly whoever wins this show will qualify for a national competition, and whoever wins the St. Louis Pro qualifies for the Olympia. So I wish best of luck all these competitors. This is why a lot of promoters will have certain shows because of the fact there's a cost of promoting a show, and it's easy to have like maybe two divisions where it doesn't cost as much. With men's open, you got to pay those guys a good chunk of change to compete. But this, like I said, this is a show like I just want to talk about for a minute because, like I said, as a content maker, especially on women's bodybuilding, and I said physique is part of women's bodybuilding. It may not be the division of female bodybuilding, but it is still women's bodybuilding. So I talk about it. So it's only fair. So anyway, check it out. I think I will leave a link in the description. You can see when they're going to have the if you want to watch it on pay-per-view. Check it out. Support these women in the sport of bodybuilding. They are bodybuilders. They may not be female bodybuilders, but they are truthfully bodybuilders. Anyway, this is Man Always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. Don't subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.